Ransomware. Ransomware activity continues to climb in the first quarter of 2025 with 2,461 attacks that have been carried out by 74 active groups. This is a 4% increase over last quarter, which was the previous period with the highest volume of attacks on record. At the forefront of this quarter is Klopp, who are responsible for 398 attacks, roughly 16% of the total. Klopp achieved this by chaining two vulnerabilities together in Clio Harmony and VO Trader for huge impact. These vulnerabilities are listed under CVE 2024-50623 and CVE 2024-55956. This campaign peaked in February with 331 attacks, which is the highest monthly total ever recorded by a single group. Other top actors this quarter include RansomHub, Akira, Babuk2, and Qilin. Surprisingly, Lockbit, once a dominant force, dropped down to 24th place with only 23 attacks. Exploitation of unpatched systems continues to be a favourite technique for initial access among ransomware groups. Black Basta. In February 2025, a major leak of internal chat logs exposed the inner workings of the Black Basta ransomware group. The leak discusses their target preferences, tactics, and tools. Black Basta prioritize organizations with low tolerance for downtime, including healthcare, financial services, and critical infrastructure. These sectors were targeted strategically, given the high stakes and pressure to restore operations quickly, factors that increase the chance of a ransom payment. The group typically exploited known vulnerabilities rather than expensive 0 days. However, it is seen that they did purchase at least one high-value exploit for use. This is against CVE 2024-26169, a privilege escalation vulnerability on Windows systems. Microsoft patched it in March 2024, but evidence suggests that Black Basta actually had access prior to its public disclosure, dating back as early as December 2023. Two tool variants linked to the group were uncovered by Symantec. One, which was compiled in December 2023, is publicly available on VirusTotal. The second, from February 2024, appears to have been privately tested. The leak also confirmed extensive credential harvesting operations, which are key to initial access and lateral movement. A link to the VirusTotal analysis is available in the full report. The logs also indicate that the group actively used platforms like exploit.in to acquire or trade vulnerabilities. This leak gives us a behind-the-scenes look at a major ransomware group. It highlights the group's clear focus on exploiting vulnerabilities in critical sectors and leveraging credential harvesting to facilitate their attacks. As always, proactive patching, credential protection, and a hardened defense strategy are needed to stay ahead of these tactics, especially for organizations in critical sectors. Bybit. In February 2025, the Bybit cryptocurrency exchange suffered one of the largest crypto thefts to date of 400,000 Ethereum, worth $1.5 billion. The attack has been attributed to the Lazarus Group, a North Korean state-sponsored threat actor known for targeting digital assets. Lazarus exploited SafeWallet, a third-party multi-signature wallet platform designed to enhance transaction security. The attackers compromised a developer's workstation at SafeWallet, injecting malicious JavaScript into its front-end interface. This move allowed them to disguise an unauthorized transfer as a legitimate transaction. Exploiting user behavior, specifically the tendency to rapidly click through approval prompts, they then bypassed the multi-signature protection and triggered a transfer from Bybit's cold wallet without raising alarms. Once the theft was complete, Lazarus laundered the stolen Ethereum through multiple intermediary wallets, swapping tokens and using cross-network services to obscure the fund's origins. These stolen assets currently sit dormant across multiple wallets. The big takeaway here is that even the most secure systems can be undermined by third-party vulnerabilities and user complacency. Chainalysis. In 2024, ransomware attacks reached record levels, especially in the fourth quarter. But in a surprising twist, ransomware payments actually fell. According to Chainalysis, victims paid $813 million in crypto, down 35% from $1.25 billion in 2023. This unexpected decline comes as Q4 marked the most active quarter ever for ransomware. The drop in payments signals a shift in how organizations are responding to these threats. So what are the reasons for this decline? Well, first, companies are improving their cybersecurity. With stronger defenses and better backups, many can now recover without the need to pay. Second, regulatory pressure is rising. Governments are discouraging ransom payments to avoid fueling further criminal activity. And third, it's just greater awareness. Organizations now better understand the long-term consequences of paying a ransom, which encourages repeat attacks. Add to that a global law enforcement crackdown, which is arguably beneficial, seizing crypto, arresting operators and dismantling gangs, and the result is a ransomware ecosystem that's getting harder to profit from. However, with numbers continuing to climb, it also suggests that while payment volumes have decreased, the overall threat of ransomware continues to grow. Oracle Health. In early 2025, Oracle Health, formerly known as Cerner, suffered a major data breach, which affected multiple US hospitals and healthcare providers. This breach stemmed from unauthorized access to legacy data migration servers using compromised customer credentials. This activity traced back to late January. Sensitive patient data from electronic health records was exfiltrated, though the full scope remains unclear. Oracle Health discovered the breach in February and began notifying affected clients in March. Adding to the complexity, an individual calling themselves Andrew has attempted to extort healthcare providers, threatening to release the stolen data. Andrew isn't linked to any known ransomware group, suggesting a possible lone actor or emerging threat. This breach highlights two critical vulnerabilities: outdated legacy systems and inadequate credential protections. Conclusion. So, in conclusion, for Q1 2025, security teams must prioritize patch management and ensure that critical vulnerabilities are addressed. Organizations should also emphasize credential protection, implement multi-factor authentication, and monitor for compromised accounts.